Yo, 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 what's going on, traders? My compadres, Happy New Year. I hope you guys have some plans going tonight and are able to let loose because 2019 has been a just fantastic year in the stock market and probably in the world in general, right? There's been opportunities everywhere, and I think we're going to get some continuation for 2020. So good luck to everybody, and hopefully you guys are studying and learning and are ready to pounce on your goals. You know, there's never a better time to do something great than just right now. So make sure 2020 is the best year you ever had. Do your studying. There's so much opportunity right now in this market. I've never seen a better time in the market to learn how to trade or become a trader. You have so much access to knowledge and tools. We really have, everything at our fingertips where, before, like when I started trading, you really had to go hunting around for information, and now it's just all out there on the YouTubes and stuff, right? Which is pretty cool. I want to talk to you guys today about a very fun pattern that I use for swing trading and day trading, which is pretty cool. It's called a trend continuation pattern. So Tesla has been a stock that's just been on a monster run, right? Up almost 100% in the last few months, which is incredible, right? This company was left for dead just a handful of months ago, and you could see just like the monster trend on this. It's been really fantastic, and it finally, after running for like almost two months, but really this last month just straight up, it finally had a pullback for the last couple days. And I've been looking at trying to get into Tesla for quite some time. Like I've been staring at it, looking for the right entry, looking for a way to get into this bad boy. So I want to talk to you guys about a trend continuation pattern. So trend continuation pattern is essentially after a big run up, you're looking for the first pullback, all right? So you're looking for the first pullback. So let's write down the rules of this. So trend, always when you think about trading, think of trading as a recipe. Right? You ever open a cookbook and you have a recipe for, right, baking a cake? Everything is very, very specific. Your trade should be the same way. You have a pattern, and then you have to have a specific list of ingredients, and then it's got to go in the right order. So for, trend pullback play, I'm looking for stocks that make, 20% plus moves in the month. Guys, if you study momentum, you're always looking for 20% plus moves in the month. You're going to start to see a lot of familiar things of what makes stocks go, why they go, and how they go. So always like run a scan on your TC2000 or wherever it is for stocks that are making 20% moves plus, and then really spend some time. I do this every Sunday. Spend some time and see like what are all the parameters and characteristics that make these type of stocks go. That's going to take your trading to a next level because you're going to start to internalize really what creates momentum and how long momentum can last. So I'm looking for stocks to make 20% plus moves in a month. All right. Once it gets overbought and extended, I want that first pullback. All right. Where the first pullback starts, you don't necessarily know. I prefer in a hot market, I look for the 9 EMA to see if it starts to hold. Oftentimes you'll see it like shake back under. That's totally cool. Right. You can see it shake back under. That's even better. And then you got to pull back to 9 EMA, but you need essentially like some green candle to hold or some kind of remount at this level. So I'm looking at the 9 EMA zone. And then we need intraday setup, all right? So on the intraday setup, so we added the Tesla in the chat room, 408.20, and I had a $407 stop. So I was risking $1, right? When I day trade or even swing trade, I try to find the tightest risk possible. Try to find entries where I can get into a trade and risk minimal. That way I can have larger size and my risk is still small. So in this particular name, you can see what happened. Like Tesla gapped down. So went from 415 all the way down to 400. Now 400 is a little bit of support here, and 400 is also going to be a psychological support, right? A big round number. So you've got like two different things. You've got price support, you got a psychological support. So you tap down right into almost 400 at the open. So I'm now like, I see this gap down, I'm excited because in trading, if you get 3 down days in a row on a momentum stock, that's usually a trigger. So three red days, then green to red, red to green. So three red days. So today, like when it opened down at 4, you got day number 3 on the red. Okay, so you got 3 down days in a row. So now what I want to do intraday is look for an entry. So you can see like how this stock gapped down and then you popped up to 408 on this first candle, right? The candle started at 408 and it came down to 402. So the next candle, as soon as it takes out 408 and I'm breaking over the first candle, I'm taking this trade long with a stop under the candle. And now I'm playing for first the gap fill and then hopefully a little bit higher. It's a very, very simple setup. So you have a pattern on the daily. All trading ideas come from daily charts. Larger picture trends, larger picture momentum tells us the story. It tells us what we want to trade and why. It's for idea generation. Then intraday is about execution, about managing your risk and about timing. So what we want to do, I've got a pattern on my daily. And then as soon as intraday, I see the setup. So I got the gap down that I wanted. Now, when you break over this first candle, I'm long this. So I hit this thing, 408.20, so it's maybe 20, 30 cents higher than I needed to be. And then it was off to the races. Scale out at 411, scale out some at 412, and then sold the rest at 416. So I took 8 points on this bad boy. And then later on, I got back in 416, sold some at 418, 421. So in general, like today, like, we took over 10 points on Tesla, just trading a very simple strategy. So what I want to do, as this thing breaks over, I'm always selling partial off into the first shred once I get my risk times a few. So I sold some off at 411. Why? That's 3-to-1 reward to risk. My risk was $1. I got 3 points. I want to sell some off. And then into the next push into the EMAs, I want to sell some off because oftentimes they may hit the gap fill and then come back. So I want to sell some off again. And so I sell off another portion. Now the rest of it I'm keeping as a lotto. So essentially what's happening is as this thing is just trending up its MAs, I'm letting this thing roll. And then when I finally get some kind of like reversal signal, I get out. So I sold my last shares at 416. Now it may not look like much on a percentage basis. I know a lot of you guys, y'all want to trade like smaller stuff. Like this is maybe a little bit too large of a stock. But don't worry about the price of the stock. It's range that matters. It's easier to trade a stock with $10 range than a stock with 10-cent range. But guess what? If you have a $1 stock and it moves 10 cents, it's 10%. You would think it's flying around, right? But it's only got 10-cent range. What are the odds that you get all that 10 cents, right? You're usually playing in the meat of the move. So something that's a little higher price is going to give you range. The other thing is, look, I got guys in my chat room. They have smaller accounts. Maybe they can only trade 50 shares of this. But you know what? If the stock can move 10 bucks, look at from down at the lows to high. So this is from 402, it got up to 422 almost. That's a $20 range. So if you have even a smaller account, you can only trade 50 shares of this or 30 shares of this. If a stock has the ability to move 20 points, how much money could you make potentially, right? You have $1,000 of range essentially that you can play around it. And so that's where I want to go. See, when you have a larger range, you can, the dips and the rips and everything, right? It just makes more sense. And so it ends up being cleaner. So we got a really nice trade out of this at the open. And then what you'll see here is, we ended up re-adding this thing at 416. So right about 10:30 in the morning, I re-added this thing at 416 on just a very simple pattern, which is just an intraday flag pattern. So what you see here is, what do you got here? Test, test, test. You got your EMAs curling higher. So as soon as this thing is breaking, I want to make sure that 9 EMAs curling up under the kitchen on this one. As soon as this thing breaks, then it's just game on. Doing the same thing again, right? You can rip whatever you got to rip. If it's 50 shares, if it's 500 shares, it's pretty liquid. You can get some size into it, and then you're going to let this thing roll. And this is just, now we're adding some day trading scalper shares, right? So that's essentially my trend continuation pullback trade. You look at the daily chart for the idea and the longer term pattern, and then intraday, you time it, guys. You time it and you make it hot. And before you know it, look, you add 5-6 points here, 5-6 points here, 5-6 points here, and you repeat and rinse. Before you know it, you have a big day. Big part of day trading is compounding gains in the same stock over and over a few times during a day. I've noticed through my research and my journaling that my best trades I usually hit 2 or 3 times in a day. I take a chunk here, I take a chunk here, and I take a chunk here, and it adds up into that monster chunk. That's day trading in a nutshell. Guys, Hit me up if you have any questions. Of course, smash that like button if you guys enjoy this video. There's no better time to learn than right now. I'm starting a new trading boot camp in the beginning of January. It is a 60-day boot camp designed to take you from A to Z and everything you know. You will have all my layouts, all my scans, every single tool that I have at my disposal, and 15 years of knowledge that's stuck in my brain, all provided to over 60 days. And of course, look, I'm trading live in front of you guys all day, and I have an awesome chat room and stuff like that where you guys can have fun. And you know what? We do swing trading too. So it's not just a day trading boot camp. We spend equal time on swing trading, part-time trading for those people that got jobs as we do on day trading, because they're both important, right? You can't be a one-trick pony in this world. You got to learn both. So let me know if you have any questions. And of course, you guys can feel free to email me anytime, kunal@bullson.ws, or just, leave me a comment. And I look forward to hearing from you guys. Happy New Year. God bless you. God bless the United States of America. Peace.